Shalom, shalom, shalom. This is your Akazaki Yahoo, and I start this broadcast as I will start any broadcast by first of all giving all praise, honor, and great esteem unto the Most High Power, Yahuwah, Bahashem, Yahushua Hamashiach, and to the 12 tribes of Israel who are scattered to the four quarters of the earth. I say Shalom, Wabarukim, that is peace and blessings. And I cannot wait to the day that the Most High brings us back together, and we are once again 12 tribes, one family, one nation, under the Most High power, under one covenant. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
I'm joined this evening by my most esteemed Kenaniah. Shalom, Aki.
Hey, shalom, shalom, Maki. Shalom, shalom, Yasharal. All praises to the Most High for allowing us to get into this word yet again.
Hallelujah. Yes, indeed. It is another Yom Shishi evening, and it is another uh, getting ready for the Shabbat evening. So we start our Sabbath on tomorrow at sun up, and we are jumping directly into the book of Amos this evening. Let's get directly to it. And here we go. So we're going to go through the book of Amos, chapter 1 and verse number 1. It says, the judgment on neighbor nations. So this is definitely against the ones around us. Uh, verse 1, it says, the word of Amos, who was among the herdsmen of Tek, Tekoa. Tekoa?
hmm
Yeah,
hmm
Tekoa. To that, which he saw concerning Israel in the days of Uzziah, king of Yehuda, and in the days of Jeroboam, the son of Joash, king of Israel, 2 years before the earthquake.
So, I remember that Uzziah, the Most High is my strength.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Uh, Amos, let's look at his name here.
Most.
Amos, Burden.
Heard.
Uh, I'll get this all right. Let's continue here. Uh, did I miss some?
Now,
Okay,
we're ready
yeah,
for verse
okay,
2.
okay, con. I was like, usually they give his father's name, but I don't see that on here.
Right.
All
And
right.
was Amos, was he the father of another prophet?
I'm not 100 on that. I hope
Okay.
we'll get into it.
Well, you know what? I bet he wasn't, because we would have saw that when it said his name. It would have been up under it. It would have been son or father of such and such.
Okay, okay. Let's see. No, we may see that near the end if he did father one of the major prophets or something. That'd be interesting. All right, verse 2. And he said, Yahuwah will roar from Zion and utter his voice from Jerusalem, and the habitations of the shepherds shall mourn, and the top of camels shall wither. Slacky, and the top of camel shall wither. Camel is location, not the animal, is what there. So slacky on that. Verse 3. Thus saith Yahuwah, for 3 transgressions of Damascus, and for 4 I will not turn away punishment thereof, because you have uh, thre- uh,
Thresh Khan.
threshed Gilead with threshings, with threshing instruments of iron. So apparently Damascus done attacked Gilead. So I wonder who is in Damascus.
Well, that was the Syrians, I believe.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take a look at it real quick and see if it give us any indication there. Ancient traders. Yep, it's capital of Syria. You're so right, Doc. Good pull on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Good pull. Okay, verse 4. But I will send a fire into the house of Hazael, which shall devour the palace of
That one.
Benhad. Benahad.
Yeah, I can't remember if it was something wicked or not, but I do remember reading about him.
Okay.
Uh Uh,
Let's see what his
I
name is.
and I want to say that he was defeated and ended up sending gifts to the
Good
kingdom of
grief.
Yehuda.
Good grief.
Yeah, that's what I thought that's what it was.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
trying to stop you.
It's you know, it certainly wasn't intentional. I didn't
Okay,
know that's what it was. So yeah, Abba forgive me.
indeed.
I sure ain't saying it to worship him, nothing
Right,
like that.
right.
But yeah, he's an idol. That's what you gotta be careful with these people. Let's check out Hosea real quick. I think we looked at that one before.
Hmm.
Y'all, one who sees the most high. Wow, that is a name.
Hmm.
Hosea or Hazawa
I.
Hazal.
Hmm.
Okay, con. All right, let's continue. All right. Uh verse 5. And I will break also the bar of Damascus. That's one we didn't look at. Oh yeah, I did. I just looked at it. I'm
Hmm.
tripping. I just looked at it. I will break the bar of Damascus and cut off the inhabitants of the plains of Avon, and him that holdeth the scepter from the house of Eden. The people of Syria shall go into captivity unto Ker, saith Yahuwah. Well, he pronouncing a heavy judgment on them.
Yeah, I'm so glad that we're reading this though, because there's a brother on Clubhouse that used to be an Israelite, but he's now a Christian. But he's asking brothers, how do you know that you're an Israelite when, like, how do you know that you're not a Syrian, or
Okay.
because they went into captivity as well. But here we're reading that they shall go into the captivity of Ker.
Right, exactly. Let's see who that Curry is, matter of fact. I know we looked at
Hmm.
that probably before, but now that you mentioned that, like let's Keer Kier Wall, place of Mesopotamia. Okay. All right. Huh. Okay.
And it reminds me of the Kurdish people.
Yeah, the Kurds,
Hmm.
like the sect of the Arabs, right?
Well, like I want to say that they're similar, akin people, but
Yeah.
you know, the Persians are different. The people in Iran are different from Iraq. Iran are Persians
Mhm.
and Iraq are Arabs. I want to say the Kurds are different as well.
Oh, okay, kind. Yeah, I haven't got much into that, but there's been some talk about like the Hawaiian people. Like, are they like I don't know what those people are.
It kind of,
Uh,
I've seen different charts that say
yeah,
that they are Israel, but
yeah.
here's the thing. I used to work with a sister and she's Hawaiian, right?
Uh-huh.
She doesn't look like the Hawaiian people that you see predominantly now. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And they just look ethnic, but she looks like a ruddy sister.
Huh.
And she did a whole presentation on it. What was it? She was saying that the originals were uh a Negroid people, so to speak,
Oh wow.
is what she. Yeah,
So the question is, how did they get there? You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
when did they show up there? If that was the case. But I've heard brothers, Sakari, I believe, said that they were Persians.
Hmm.
Uh, that's what I've heard. I don't know how much what the validity is to that. I haven't checked. Certainly haven't checked their DNA, but I have heard a couple of brothers mention that called them Persians. I know GOCC has them on their chart and
Hmm.
said somebody's going to be a beautiful people, and the beautiful people are they had them. That's what they
That's
say
sad.
Hawaii. I was like, I
That's
don't know
sad,
about that.
man. If
But
that ain't.
you know what's ironic because when you think about them being Persian, that portion kind of makes a little bit of sense because uh, they tend to wear fringes. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like, but not with the ribbon. Like, they don't have
Okay.
the blue ribbon, but they tend to have fringes. They wear those layers. There's layer, whatever you call those things.
Hmm.
Uh,
Well,
the
I know
ones.
the Persians. Yeah, the
Uh,
Persians did have a navy as well. So they were a
yeah,
ship steering, sea wavering people.
right, right.
Or seafaring rather.
right. And they're not like, they just uh they're definitely a different people. I mean, they're definitely not. I don't think that they're like Caucasians because they have some very distinct, like they're very heavy set usually, and like
Yeah,
Samoans.
yeah,
Uh,
exactly. The Polynesian people.
yeah, that might have been what it was. Maybe Polynesian,
Hmm.
rather than what did I say first?
Persian.
Persian.
But
Yeah.
I'm thinking, I'm like, wow, and then you threw in the fringes, and I was like, man, and then I was like, man, I know they had a sea, and I'm looking at a map right now, and I'm
Okay.
looking to see how they would have gone about doing it from Persia, but we know that the Persian Empire stretched,
Right.
uh, possibly to the Pacific,
Yeah.
over through China, you know,
Right. Yeah. Yeah. They took over from the Babylonians. So
right?
yeah. Yeah. They definitely would have had a good stretch. And then I don't know what the Medes. You know, m- maybe they. I don't know. They could be Medes. And I
Mm.
don't even know who the Medes were. We are off.
Okay,
What kind of people they were as far as Ham, Japhet, or Shem. Uh, what I'm saying? Honestly, I don't know. But I don't know. Maybe we'll get to that sometimes soon. But let's continue. Verse 6. Thus saith Yahuwah, for three transgressions of Gaza, and for four, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because they carried away captive the whole captivity, and delivered them up to Edom. But I will send a fire on the wall of Gaza, which shall devour the places thereof. And I will cut off the inhabitants of Ashdod, and him that holdeth the scepter in Akilon,
Ashkelon.
Ashkelion. We'll have to look at that because I think we've seen that one before, but
Yeah,
I
we
don't.
have. That's one of the Philistine cities.
Philistine says, okay, well, cool, cool. We'll have to look at it then. And I will turn my anger, and I will turn my hand against Ekron, and the remnant of the Philistines shall perish, saith the Master Yahuwah. Verse 9. Thus saith Yahuwah, for three transgressions of Tyrus, and for four, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because they delivered the whole captivity to Edom, and remember not the brotherly covenant. And remember
Mm.
not the brotherly covenant. So yeah, I've seen brothers use this uh, to talk about how Edom basically they didn't keep the brotherly covenant, so that's how they get able to be treated like strangers.
Hmm.
Because even though it tells us in Moses, uh, do not abhor the Edomite, for he is your brother, but they didn't remember the brotherly covenant, and which is why part of the reason why they're gonna be destroyed completely, eradicated off the face of the earth. Verse 10. But I will send fire on the walls of Tyrus, which shall devour the places thereof. Thus saith Yahuwah, for three transgressions of Edom, and for four, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear uh, perpetually, and
Hmm.
he kept his wrath forever. Like, bro, you got to go. You held this grudge from birth. You know what I'm saying? Through generations. I don't even know how you keep a grudge through generations. I can't stay mad till the sun go down.
Kind of, you know, to be honest, like I've seen it. I've seen it with my mother and her sister. Like the rivalry continue with my sister and my first cousin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Similar to uh, there's been beef between uh Edom and Yasharal,
Right.
from one generation to another generation.
Yeah. But it's usually them. It's not us starting the stuff. It's them like, oh, we hate them. Like that's literally how it
Yeah,
is. It's
and
not like
that's how. Yeah, you're right.
yeah,
They envy, and
right,
for the covenant being what they say stolen, but this was the
Exactly.
Most High's will,
Exactly.
and we all have to surrender to that.
Yeah. Yeah. And it wasn't stolen, it was sold. He sold
It,
it. He sold that
indeed,
birthright.
fair and
You know what
square,
I'm saying?
you
Yeah.
know.
He said it like, and so all he had to do was say, man, I'll go ask mama for some food. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? Instead, he instead he sold it. Like, what is this birthright? What does this profit mean? I'm on
Hmm.
the verge of dying. Like, bruh, come on, bro. So,
Well, and,
uh,
and 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 his children were worse.
you're right.
We
Exactly.
look. I remember us looking at those names. Those names were prophetic for evilness. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
One of them, money is my deity, or gold is my deity. You
Hmm.
know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They was they something else. They something
Yeah.
else. But just eat them. What can you say?
And God, we're not to abhor 'em, you know.
Right, right.
We've been
Yeah, we
commanded.
definitely not. But
Yep.
yeah, like I said, they broke that brotherly covenant, and they see us as enemies. Like you can't treat somebody as a brother, and they treat you as an enemy.
God.
That relationship not going nowhere. Matter of fact, you're gonna be in the dirt. You know what I'm saying? You
Mm-hmm.
can't be like, hey brother, and they ready to stab you, ready to
I
smite you.
It's deep. It's deep.
Right.
Because okay, so Dinga Sissy Sissi was the originator of the Ghanaian Empire.
Uh huh.
Okay, in antiquity,
Okay.
you research to see where he's from, where he came from
Hmm.
was Yemen.
Oh wow.
Now, what we know about Yemen,
Hmm.
there were a lot of exiled Yahudim there.
Oh, were they?
Yeah, that's where we went, and we were ruling there up until the time of Muhammad.
Wow.
And
That's Yemen is Arabia.
exactly. Exactly. It's
Wow.
Southern Arabia.
Yeah.
Now, I mentioned all of this to say
Hmm.
the wickedness of Edom, who I believe Edom is,
Uh-huh.
who we say, and we know that it's the Arabs. So
Right. Right.
what as our people are fleeing Yemen and going to West Africa,
Hmm.
uh, the people in West Africa wouldn't have made this Yemenite warrior king if he was a different people.
Right.
It was the same people. They made him king. They understood that they were the same people. But
Hmm.
what you have, like, years later, you have the Arabs coming in to West Africa and to parts where the Moors were ruling in the Iberian Peninsula.
Hmm.
The Moors, being our people, and the Arabs being who I believe is Edom.
Edom. Yeah.
And the way that they sold our people into slavery as well. You
Hmm.
know, this is
Right.
this is a deep perpetual hate as
Wow.
we read. You know,
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Man. Man. This one
it's
is
deep. Yeah.
it's deep. Yeah. Because we talking antiquity. We talking from the
Mm-hmm.
time of Jacob and Esau.
Come.
So we talking not the beginning of time, but we not further, not too far after that. You talking what generations from 2 generations from Abraham. So
Mm-hmm.
wow. Uh, verse 12. It says, "But I will set a fire upon T-Man. We know who T-Man is,
Mm-hmm.
which shall devour the places of Basra." There you go with Basra again. Mashiach gonna be coming back from Basra, dripped in blood.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Verse 13. Thus saith Yahuwah, for 3 transgressions of the children of Ammon, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because they have ripped up the women and children of Gilead, that they might enlarge their borders. But I will kindle a fire in the wall of Rabbah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'm familiar with that one. I have to look at that one up.
Rabah.
Uh-huh.
It's not the same as thank you very much or very
Right.
much.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's a
It's different.
location.
Yeah, kind indeed.
Yeah. Car. Uh, and it shall devour the places thereof with shouting in the day of battle, and with trumpets, and with trumpets in the day of the whirlwind. Verse 15. And their king shall go into captivity, he and his princes together, saith Yahuwah. So let's check out this Rabbah, Rabbah,
Rabbi.
Rabbah. Great
Oh, it is. It is the
capital C.
same.
Oh, it is. Oh, yeah, yeah.
I
Rabbah. Yeah, I guess it is. Great would be like very much or great.
mm-hmm.
So that Rabbah. Yeah.
Thank
It
you,
says
greatly.
you're right. Yeah. Thank you. Great. But great thanks. Or
Mm-hmm.
great thank.
Indeed.
Yeah. Hebrew so smooth. The capital city of the Amorites located east of Jordan, a town in Yehuda, site uncertain. So there's a town in Yehuda called Rabbah.
Mm-hmm.
So well, I'm guessing that with this being a negative connotation, it's got to be where the Amorites are, especially when it started off talking about the Amorites at this point right here.
Yeah, I want to say that's where we had. Who was it? It was the Reubenites and the Gilead, not the. I was getting ready to say Gileadites, but Reubenites, half tribe of Manasseh,
uh,
and Gad
oh,
that it
on
took.
that
Yeah. That,
where the cattle was.
mm-hmm.
Okay, con. Yeah, they like your servants have cattle and leave us over here. They thought they was gonna hang back from the rest of the fight. Like we got ours, we good. Like
Mm-hmm.
come on now, can't
All
do that.
right.
Don't let the Most High have to kill y'all.
Right. Yeah, I bet Moshe was like, man, y'all doing it again.
Right,
Y'all.
exactly, exactly. Con. Um, all right, judgment on Yehuda and Israel. Here we go. The book of Amos, chapter 2 and verse 1. Thus saith Yahuwah, for 3 transgressions of Moab, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he burned the bones of the kings of Edom, of the king of Edom unto lime. What? He ready to punish Moab because he burned the bones of the king of Edom unto
Yeah, I
lime.
want to. Yeah, I want to say they had subjected the Edomites to their dominion, and I want to say it was uh Israel that delivered them.
Yeah, because I look, I remember Edom coming to Yehuda, and then
Mm-hmm.
Yehuda going to Israel, and then those 3 kings going to fight against Moab.
Mm-hmm.
We read that in the Kings or the Chronicles, one of those two. I don't think it was in both. I think it was in one of those, or maybe it brushed over it in the other one, in Chronicles. I mean,
Con.
yeah. Verse 2. But I will send a fire upon Moab, and it shall devour the places of Kerith. Uh, is that right?
Yeah,
Kerith?
con.
Okay.
Carry off. Mm-hmm.
Kerioth. And Moab shall die with tumult, with shouting, and the sound of the trumpet. And I will cut off the judge from the midst thereof, and I will slay all the princes thereof with him, saith Yahuwah. Thus saith Yahuwah, for 3 transgressions of Yehuda, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because they have despised the law of Yahuwah, and have not kept his commandments, for their lies caused them to err, because of which their fathers have walked. But I will send fire upon Yehuda, and this shall devour the places of Jerusalem. Thus saith Yahuwah, for 3 transgressions of Israel, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishments thereof, because they sold the righteous for silver. Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
And the poor for a pair of shoes.
Yeah. And this is heartbreaking to hear that
Man,
we're doing this. But we we saw this. We read about this in West Africa. Uh, other Israelites selling other Israelites to the Europeans for commodities.
yeah, yeah,
And even today, you go to our communities. Our people are in the bondage of addiction, and their oppressors are people who look just like them. You
Yeah.
know, a lot of
Yeah.
times they're relatives. You know,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You're right, Ark. You're right. You're sadly right. That's sadly correct and horrible. Sadly correct and absolutely horrible.
yeah.
My goodness. Whew. That verse 7. That pain after that pants, lucky that pant after the dust of the earth, are the head of the poor, and run aside the way of the meek, and the man of it and his father will go in unto the same maid to profane my
Folly.
set apart name. Oh my goodness. The man and his father will go into the same maid. Bro, that
Yeah.
is some heathen stuff.
Well, indeed. But last week we read we recapped on Ecclesiastes, and Solomon said, "Can any man say that something is new?"
Hmm.
We can read back of how some of our patriarchs went into their father's maid, or their father's wife, or a maid is a virgin, correct?
Supposed to be, yeah. Yeah.
Wow, wow.
To the same maid. No
Nah,
Awaha.
ah, mm-hmm,
Girl, damsel, female servant, a girl, damsel, a little girl. Good grief. A young woman, marriageable young woman, concubine, or prostitute, maid, female attendant, or female servant. In this context, I would hope it would be a prostitute because that's
mm-hmm,
what it sounds like.
yeah,
Because if I'm not saying that that would make it okay, but if it were a man and his father would go into the same maid, go into the same prostitute, that kind of makes sense. Uh, but man, what I mean, it's wicked. Don't get me wrong, it's wicked. But
mm-hmm,
that's like you and your not you and your pops. I don't want to say that, but a man and his father sharing a prostitute, not sharing a prostitute, but using the same prostitute,
mm-hmm.
compared to a man and his father going out to be with the same girl. Like that's wicked. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? That's wickedness. The scriptures say you can't take a woman and her daughter. You know what I'm saying? Or a woman and her mother. You got to be burned with fire.
Mm-hmm,
That's what Torah say. So if a son and his father are going to the same woman, I'm thinking that would be the same judgment. I mean, it didn't say that.
okay.
I don't want to. I'm not trying to add that, but I'm
All
just
right.
trying to get some understanding there. I had to check with some elders on that one. Like, let me make a notation of this Amos uh 7:2 and 7, because that's
So yeah,
yeah.
so it sounds like this is in this context, it's not the wife. It sounds like this is a concubine, slash prostitute, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But you still ain't supposed to share that with
Nah, you ain't supposed
with
to share
no
nothing.
man, really,
You ain't supposed to share nothing. No thing
right?
with no man. Exactly.
Yeah. And
Exactly.
I shouldn't covet after your maid,
Right. Exactly. So I said it would kind of make a little more sense, and I'm not justifying prostitution. Believe me, I'm not. But it would make sense if this woman is a prostitute and she's servicing a father, and then the son go and she's servicing a son too. That's not okay. I'm not saying that's okay, but that makes more sense. That's. I don't even want to say it's less wicked. I mean,
Yeah, it's wicked. Yeah,
it's wicked. It's wicked. There's no less of it. But phew, man, that's hard to read.
yeah. I
Verse
don't
8.
want to be where my father's been.
No, no, you definitely don't. And then I didn't want to say this, but I got to say it. That takes me to Monsters Ball, that movie. When
I remember Halle Berry was in it, right?
yeah, Holly Berry was in it. The white dude, Sam, what's his name? Sam. Uh, what is his name? I can't remember his name. This white dude, the uh, funny name. I can't remember his name. I want to say something Sam, but I may be mistaken about that, but his father had like his father. I want to say he got the same prostitute that he used for his father. And
Mm.
oh, I may be mistaken. I think his brother, before his brother killed himself in that movie, that they was using the same woman. I think so. Anyway, never mind. Let's move on. That's gotten too.
Right.
It's
With,
gotten too bad. Went from bad to worse. But verse 8, and they lay themselves down upon clothes, Slakia, and they lay themselves down upon clothes laid to pledge by every altar, and they drink the wine of the condemned in the house of their idols. So they drinking, and verse 9. Yet uh, destroyed I the Amorites before them, whose height was like the height of the cedars, and he was strong as the oaks. Yet I destroyed his fruit from above, and his root from beneath.
I do remember reading about this. He says, we were reading about one of those kings of
The
I
Amorites.
forget which king it was. Now it was one of our people, but
Okay.
it was talking about how wicked the land was, that our people was. It said we were worse than the Amorites.
Wow.
You remember that in Kings and Chronicles, I believe,
Yeah.
says that we were worse. Our iniquity had reached worse than the Amorites.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, I can see that. I know we went way off, and man, I know we as a people went way off, and yeah, not a good look. Not a good
But
look at
all
all.
praises to the Most High. He says that he told Shlomo in his after his prayer that when these people humble themselves,
Right.
seek my face,
Yeah.
repent, and pray to this place.
Right.
Then will I hear their cry. All
Yeah.
praises to the Most High.
Hallelujah. Yes, indeed. And for the redemption quality of Hamashiach, of the Messiah,
That's right.
to show up and do what he did to
Hmm.
gather us back to the him and the Most High. And man, that's a beautiful situation.
Yeah, big
And
shepherd.
man, hallelujah. Verse 10. Also, I brought you up from the land of Mizraim and led you 40 years through the wilderness to possess the land of the Amorites. And I raised up of your sons for prophets. And I raised up of your sons for prophets. I thought I misread that, but that's right. And your young men for Nazarites. It is not even thus, Slaki. Is it not even thus, O you children of Israel, saith Yahuwah? But I gave the Nazarites wine to drink. Oh, that's not the Nazarites, is it?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
come.
right. That's right.
Hmm.
Slaki. I don't know why I'd be tripping like that, but okay, let's continue. Verse 12. But I gave the Nazarites wine to drink and commanded the prophets, saying, prophesy not.
Hmm.
But you gave, I said I gave Slaki, but you gave the Nazarites wine to drink. That's not what they're not supposed to eat anything of the vine. I'm like, wait
Indeed.
a minute, that's
Right,
not right.
right.
Like, why would he give the Nazarites wine to drink? No, he wouldn't give the Nazarites wine to drink. He said, but you gave the Nazarites wine to drink and commanded the prophets, saying, prophesy not.
Hmm.
Behold, I am pressed under you, as a cart is pressed with a full, as a part, Salakia, as a cart is pressed that is full of sheaves. Therefore, fight, therefore the flight shall perish from the swift, and the strong shall not strengthen his force, neither shall the mighty deliver himself. Neither shall he stand that handleth the bow, and he that is swift of foot shall not deliver himself. Neither shall he ride on the horse deliver himself. And he that is courageous among the mighty shall flee away naked in that day, saith Yahuwah.
Mm.
So all of your abilities, all of your capabilities, all of your trainings, and all of your practices, none of that is going to save you. Going to save us. And
Con.
as we can clearly see, as we sit here in the land of our captivity, generations later, we see the Most High have kept honest to His word. So He said He couldn't lie, and He did not lie.
That's right.
He kept it 100 with us when He told us this was going to be what it is, and here we are, right where we don't want to be.
Hmm.
All right. The book of Amos, chapter 3, and verse number 1. All the tribes are guilty. Yeah, yeah, that's true. We are
Con.
guilty.
Well.
None of us are, any better. Verse 1. Hear the word of Yahuwah. It's like you hear the word that Yahuwah has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought out of the land of Mizraim, saying, You only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore I will punish you for all of your iniquities. Can two walk together except they agree? Will a lion roar in the forest when he have no prey? Will a young lion cry out of his den if he have taken nothing? Can a bird fall in a snare upon the earth when no gin is for him? Shall one take shall one take up a snare from the earth and have taken nothing at all? Slack you. Shall one take up a snare from the earth and have taken nothing at all? Oh, when you remove a snare that's empty, like what? Why would you remove the trap if ain't nothing in it? No, you're gonna leave it to something in there.
Hmm.
Verse 6. Shall the trumpet be blown in the city and the people not be afraid? You hear that trumpet, that warning trumpet, like, oh, they coming. Oh, who coming? What's about to go? Oh, it's
Hmm.
about to be war. About to get your
It's
armor. Let's go.
right.
We about to fight. We about to fight. Better pray to Yahuwah that He deliver us.
But he's saying here, uh, people that they're gonna be afraid. You know.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I think yeah. He always told us, when we read, that took me back to the time of Joshua and to the time of Moshe. The first thing that they would say is, "Fear not." You know what I'm saying? Fear not.
Hmm.
Don't be afraid, because the Most High got us. Well, yeah, you're gonna be afraid in these instances when your people been going off, and then some an alarm sound.
You
Yeah,
can,
you afraid
man,
because
dread.
you know you've been messing up. You know what I'm
Con.
saying? Like, I know you who ain't with us, but because we've been going off. Let me start from the top here. Verse 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in a city and Yahuwah have not done it? Mm. Surely the master Yahuwah will do nothing, but he reveal his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. The lion have roared. Who will not fear? Uh, the master Yahuwah have spoken. Who can but prophesy? Publish in the place of Ashdod, in the place of the land of Mizraim, and say, Assemble yourselves upon the mount of Samaria, and behold the great tumults of the midst thereof, and the oppressed in the midst thereof. For you know not the right, Salakia, for you know not to do right, saith Yahuwah, who stores up violence and robbery in their places. Like, bro, like we just so many instances where we just couldn't get it right, and it's simple to do. It's so simple. Like, all of this that we didn't have to deal with, or we didn't have to endure, was completely and utterly unnecessary. But We couldn't get it right. We just we, to follow instruction is the simplest thing in the world to me. But
Right.
man, when I talk to people, at work, and I give them a simple instruction, unplug the power cable that's in the back of the modem or that's in the back of the router, and I'm looking at my system. I'm trying to give it time for the device to go down and come back to normal, and all of a sudden the modem go down. I said somehow the modem just went offline. Oh yeah, I unplugged them both. I'm like, what? What? Who gave you that instruction? Like, why are you calling me if you're gonna do your own thing? You don't need
Mm.
me.
Man, come.
I'm sure that's how the Most High felt. Why are you calling my name and you doing your own thing?
Well, I want to say in this book we're going to read. It's going to say, is it because there is no deity or no power in Israel that you seek the other deities?
Yeah, kind, kind. That's exactly what it seemed like because they certainly would go after these other ones and esteem them to the highest.
Come,
Yeah. Verse 11. I don't know how he put up with it. I mean, to me, we really got off light because, phew, he got to be mindful that I made a promise to your fathers. Otherwise, I'd smite all of y'all out.
man,
Like, phew, y'all be gone. If it wasn't for your fathers, man, I almost wish I never met your fathers.
man,
Put myself in that predicament because y'all would be gone. I'd have just wiped the whole earth and start over. But it is great. It's amazing because he could do that. And who's going to hold him
hmm
accountable? Who's going to say, you killed all those people and you couldn't get them right? No, no. I mean, that's me looking at it. He know the end from the beginning, but still, it's just like, why are we doing so much evil when we got the propensity to do good, to do well? Why are you serving things that have no ability when you got the true and living power? Doesn't make
right,
sense. I
come,
mean, I'll never make sense of that in my mind. It's senseless. But let's continue. Verse 11. It's like, therefore, thus saith the Master Yahuwah, an adversary there shall be even around. It's like, uh, an adversary there shall be even round about the land, and he shall bring down your strength from you, and your place shall be spoiled. Yeah, yep, that's happened several times, so much that we're in the land of our captivity here in this day and time. Yeah, so that's heartbreaking to read that. But let's continue. Verse 12. Thus saith Yahuwah, as the shepherds take out the mouth, Slakia, as the shepherds taketh out the mouth of the lion 2 legs, or a piece of an ear, so shall the children of Israel be taken out of the dwelling in Samaria, in the corners of a bed, in the corner of a bed, and in Damascus in a couch.
So this is a prophecy against Northern Tribe.
Northern Kingdom.
Or yeah,
Well, this
kind of Northern Kingdom.
it said. I mean, it said
Yehuda,
all
did it?
at the beginning, all the tribes, but
Okay.
that's their commentary. So
hmm
it'll probably continue with. I'm guessing it'll continue with that sentiment into the next chapter, next couple chapters or whatever. Verse 13. Hear you and testify in the house of Jacob, saith the Master Yahuwah. Uh, Slack saith the Master Yahuwah, uh, the power of hosts. Yeah, yeah. The- See, it's ironic how his writing is, or how they translated his writing, because they got this
Lowercase, well,
master,
capital, and then but it's different.
right? Then they got this all uppercase, which should represent the Tetragrammaton, and then they got this as uppercase, similar to this. So that's that to me. That would be Hamashiach. This would also be Hamashiach of
Hmm.
hosts, which I always had uh, Yahuwah of hosts as Hamashiach, but it says the power of hosts, which is interesting. So, verse 14, that in the day that I shall visit the transgressions of Israel upon him, I will also visit the altar of Bethel, and the horn of the altar shall be cut off and fall to the ground. The horns of Bethel, I said horns, like you. The horns of the altar shall be cut off and fall to the ground. Verse 15, and I will smite the winter house and Slaki. And I will smite the winter house with the summer house, and the house of ivory shall perish with a great Slaki, and the great houses shall have an end, saith Yahuwah.
Wow. And
What
see,
y'all
I
know about?
wonder what that means. I like
Yeah, that's
winter
interesting.
house.
I will smite the winter house with the summer house. Basically, I'm to me that's like you're not gonna get away. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? Like you're not gonna be like I'm gonna be like in the winter I'm here and in the summer I'm there, and yeah, so like no, I'm a put both of y'all. I'm gonna put both of y'all on punishment. You're not gonna be. I'm away from this place, and you know what I'm saying? Like you think about it here in the winter. If you live in Michigan, people in Michigan go to Florida, or not all the time,
hmm.
but you know, in some cases, people when it's cold they go to where it's warmer. And
Hmm.
in the summer, when it's exceedingly hot, they'll go to a place where it's
Denver or
not as
somewhere.
hot. Yeah,
Yeah.
someplace a little bit cooler. You know what I'm saying? So, um, yeah. So that's kind of how I take that. But and the house of ivory shall perish, and the great house shall have an end, saith Yahuwah. So, what this house of ivory represents is the question, and the house of
Right.
ivory.
Ivory is a precious commodity. You know what I mean? A valuable commodity. So it's definitely some type of wealth.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's definitely a sharp pointed rock of commerce, and the house of commerce. Hmm, that's interesting, Doc. That's what it looked like. You right on the money there. And the house
Wow.
of commerce shall perish, and the great house. Let's see what it says about the great house here. Rob, Rob, or Rab. Uh, much, many, great, much, many, abundant in, more numerous than, abundant enough, great, strong, greater than, much exceedingly, captain or chief. What's up, Rob? Rob R.E.B.
What's up,
That's
Chief?
like
Right.
captain. Yeah, yeah. Right. Look, wouldn't it be funny if that was a slang word that we use? Like, what up, Rap?
Rob. Rob.
Right. What up, Rap? R.E.B. Rap. What up, Rap?
Shalom, Rob.
Right, right,
Shalom, Rob.
Kai. All right. Let's go to chapter 4 here. Want to take this one out?
Indeed, Aki.
Hold on, hold on.
It's the book of Amos, chapter 4. Yet you have not returned to me. Verse 1. Mm. Hear this word, ye kind of Bashan, that are in the mountains or the mountain of Samaria, which oppress the poor, which crush the needy, which say to their masters, bring and let us drink. Yahweh power hath sworn by his holiness that lo, the day shall come upon you that he will take you away with hooks, and your posterity with fish hooks. And ye shall go out at the breaches, every cow at that which is before her, and ye shall cast them into the palace, saith Yahweh. Come to Bethel and transgress, At Gilgal, multiply transgression, and bring your sacrifices every morning and your tithes after 3 years,
mm,
and offer a sacrifice of thanksgiving with leaven, and proclaim and publish the free offering. For this liketh you, O ye children of Israel, saith Yahweh power.
mm.
So, this, it's almost, he's saying this almost like in a mocking fashion,
Right. Do it wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed,
Like
yep.
answer your like offer uh your offering with
Thanksgiving,
leaven.
yeah,
Yeah.
right. We shouldn't do that.
Right. Right. Yeah.
But that's
But
what we're doing. That's what we're doing. When we harbor hate in our heart and try to sing praises,
right.
that's bringing a sacrifice with leaven.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Do it how I told you not to do it, and because
Hmm.
that's what you're doing. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You following my instructions, but you're not following my instructions. You know what I'm saying?
Con.
So yeah.
Do you ever talk to your children like that out? You know,
No, no, because I want them to do what I'm trying to, what I'm trying to give them. But I
when I'm
think if we were in
frustrated.
the house together, that would make it would be like that. Like, yeah, yeah. I remember when I was in the army, especially in training, and he's like, "Go do this or go do that," and you walk. You don't put a little pep in, you don't put some pep in your step. He was like, "Oh yeah, take your time. We got all day."
Hmm.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like,
I you
so
know I can remember my daughter leaving the front door open, and I'm like, yeah, just leave it open. Let the bugs come on in. It's all good.
right, right.
We got plenty
Kind,
of food.
kind, right. Exactly. Yeah, that's a good one there. That's a
God.
good one, man.
All right. Verse 6. And I also have given you cleanness of teeth in all your cities, and want of bread in all your places. Yet have ye not returned unto me, saith Yahweh.
Mm,
And also I have withholden the rain from you, where there were yet 3 months to the harvest. And I caused it to rain upon one city, and
mm,
caused it to not to rain upon another city. One piece was rained upon, and the piece whereupon it rained not withered.
mm.
Man, I and
Right,
that's what we see. We see that today as well.
right. Yeah,
Some of us will do well.
right,
Some of us not. You know.
right. Kind. Yeah, and we've been so we take that and we read that just there, and we think about how you see rain across the street and not here. It's raining over there, but it's not raining over here.
Right. Come.
And but because we've been so industrialized, we don't depend on the ground as much. We
Mm-hmm.
depend on the grocery stores. We depend on other people to do it, and
Wow.
you
Mark,
know,
you said something, Mark.
right, exactly.
You
It's
said something for real, cause it's almost like we've almost living like we don't depend upon the Most High for
right,
for this rain, which we know is a blessing for if you're raising crops.
absolutely,
But we looking at
absolutely,
other places to provide for us.
right. Yeah,
And it should
yeah.
start with the Most High.
It should absolutely. It has to. It has to.
Yep.
That's the point of these captivities and scattering us. To for us to bethink ourselves and realize
Mm-hmm.
that man, we was off and it's time to get right.
Come.
Yeah.
All right, verse 8. So 2 or 3 cities wandered into one city to drink water, but they were not satisfied. Yet have ye not returned unto me, saith Yahweh. I have smitten you with blasting and mildew, when your gardens and your vineyards and your fig trees and your olive trees increased. The palm worm devoured them. Yet have ye not returned unto me, saith Yahweh.
Hmm.
So, this is devastating.
Right.
You've got this increase, right? And
Right.
you thinking, we start making plans with what we see is
Right.
is gonna come upon us, and then it's devoured.
Right.
It's all taken away.
I'm taking it
You
away
know,
from. I'm
we ought to look
punishing
at
you. The
yeah,
Most High
exactly.
punishing us like this,
Right.
and
And that's
yet,
how we ought to look at it, huh?
yeah,
Yep.
and yet we not. We still. He said, "Yet you turn not back to me."
Mm-hmm.
Like You're not getting it.
Right,
You're not
exactly.
getting it.
Exactly. Uh, uh, we're losing the youth in the street at an
Hmm.
all-time high.
Right.
Children as young as 13, 14 years old being murdered by other peers. This is not normal. This
No.
is the increase that's being devoured by the palm worm.
No. No. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I honestly, I really think for people to start getting it, it's gotta be, and I hate to say this, it's gotta be deeper than that because we've become so acceptant of violence because it's everywhere. It's on
Hmm.
TV, it's on movies,
Hmm.
it's everywhere.
Video games.
Yeah, it's it's
Yeah.
it's so accepted. It's so normal. So now the Most High, not now. I'm not saying that this is what He gonna do, but I think to really get the people's attention, our people attention, you got to go. It's got to be like more animal deaths. Like
Hmm.
in a city where you think you're safe, now the animals are taking children, are taking adults, and you know people being found dead, mauled to death by these animals, these wildlife, these things that you're supposed to have dominion over. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Because
God.
that I think that'll get the people's attention. Like these animals are killing people, much like the man of the Most High that went from Yehuda to Samaria, and he was commanded not to drink water or eat bread, and he ended up doing it, and then he
Yeah, he
ended up getting
can.
put to death for it,
I remember
and the
that.
lion stood there after he tore him.
Hmm.
He didn't try to eat him. He didn't try to eat the donkey. He just stood there like, yeah, I did it. I'm guilty.
God.
You know, I'm the cause of it. He did. I'm the one that did it. You know what I'm saying? Like something like that. Like that'll get the people's attention. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
So
right. This verse 10. I've sent among you the pestilence after the manner of Mizraim. Your young men have I slain with the sword, and have taken away your horses, and I have made the stink of your camps to come up into your nostrils.
mm,
Yet have ye not returned unto me, saith Yahweh.
my
So, our folly it's recognizable. You know what I
right,
mean? Like we're sensing something's off. Uh, but we still haven't, well, not us, but
right,
we still, people are still not seeking the most high, you
right.
know?
Yeah. It is charging it up to happenstance.
Uh-huh.
Like that's why that's how these things can happen. And he's listing them here. And you if you knew that this was the Most High doing this, would you not plead for mercy? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? If you understood that, if I told you, yeah, when you lost your job, when this happened, when that happened, that was because of the Most High. No, no, that's just downsizing or whatever the case. No, that's not really. No, the grocery store was just happened to be the truck was late. That's why they didn't have the food we needed. You know what I'm saying? Like you charging it to happenstance as opposed to understanding that this is the Most High dealing with you, and this is how He's dealing with you rough like this. So it's not happenstance. This is punishment. This is judgment to put you in to bring you back to Him, and you're not turning back to Him. So He's going to continue to punish you until you turn back to Him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Verse 11. I have overthrown some of you as the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah, and ye were as a firebrand plucked out of the burning. Yet have ye not returned unto me, saith Yahweh. Man, as you see that,
Yeah.
this is this Mashiach speaking? Because
Um.
he says, I have overthrown some of you as the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah, and ye were. And it's almost like, because I thought this was the Most High speaking, through the prophet.
Yeah. No, I'm thinking that most. I'm thinking most of the prophets they wouldn't have been like faced or hand in hand with the Most High. I'm thinking, yeah, it would have been a Mashiach. Um. With most of the conversation wise. It
Hmm.
was more so him than the Most High, because you remember Messiah said, "You have neither heard his voice nor seen his shape." You know what I'm saying? So like you ain't been dealing with him. You've been dealing with me. I was the one
Con.
doing it all.
Hmm.
So that's how my understanding is now. I
Yeah,
guess other
con.
brothers that may have something else, what I'm saying, on that, but that's how I understand it. I don't think the Most High is concerning himself with these little trivial uh, people. He's got greater concerns, like Hamashiach. Hamashiach is his main concern. Nothing else is really a concern. I mean, his. I'm not want to get too deep into that. We'll talk about that sometime. Uh, 'Cause I got some theories, and I don't know how true it is, but some stuff I don't talk much about. But I need to ask some brothers that. Matter of fact, I need to ask some of the elders that uh, about some of that, because I think it's more to it than just like how this stuff come in my head. I'm not nothing. You know what I'm saying? So it could be just
Man, it's not for nothing, you know.
right. Exactly.
Oh. All right, verse 12. Therefore, thus will I do unto you, O Israel, and because I will do this unto you, prepare to meet your power, O Israel. Mm,
Wow.
dreadful, man.
Right. Prepare to meet your power.
You know, it's one thing feeling like you got another day,
Right.
or you living life and not thinking about your demise,
Right.
but then you are given those words,
Right.
you
Prepare to.
know.
Right. It's over for you, bro.
Man,
Like,
verse
wow.
13. For lo, he that formeth the mountains and createth the wind, and declareth unto man what is his thought, that maketh the morning darkness, and treadeth upon the high places of the earth. Yahweh, the power of host, is his name.
Hmm.
That's right.
Yeah, that's the Messiah. That's not. That's who
Yeah.
we know. That's the spirit of him we know as Messiah. That's not the Most High. The Most
Mm-hmm.
High don't. He don't have to get off his throne. He sit on his throne and everything just happened. We can't even understand the amount of ability he is. You know what I'm saying? Like he's so capable that he got Hamashiach just doing everything that he need to do. And not only that, he got the other Malachim. He got the good Malachim. He got the evil Malachim.
Mm-hmm.
Remember we remember when we was reading, he was like, how am I gonna get what's the brother's name, that the king, the evil king, the fall at the he wanted him to go to the waterfall.
Okay, con.
Yeah, one said on this manner, the other said on this manner. Then came forth a evil messenger, and said,
Mm-hmm.
I'll do it. I'll get it to
Yep.
happen." Yeah, and he was
Yeah.
like,
And
"Yeah, go ahead."
well, there was an evil King Saul, or Shaul was plagued with the evil
Exactly,
uh spirit,
exactly, exactly. Where do you think
that
the spirits
tormented
come
him.
from? The spirits don't say, "Hey, I'm gonna go out in there and just do it because I want to do it." No, 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 no,
Man,
no.
we gotta stay in prayer. We
I'm
gotta
telling
stay
you,
in prayer to stay
we got
covered,
to.
man.
We got to, and we got to keep these commandments. That's
Man,
what me and the brother was talking about. I was talking about last night. He don't subscribe to that. You know what I'm saying? But we got to keep these commandments, because if you don't keep these commandments, you subject
man,
to destruction.
man,
That's how I understand it. Now I don't know how you come to something else, but hey, I can't do that, bro. I can't do that
come.
one. I can't. I can't. I feel the Most High. I
Hmm.
feel the Most High.
All
You know what I'm
praises.
saying? Because anybody, anybody who is not accountable to somebody else but to himself, that's somebody to fear.
Hmm.
And Hamashiach is accountable to the Most High, so he doing everything that the Most High say do. He hadn't rebelled. He hadn't talked back. He hadn't rolled his eyes. Nothing. He did exactly what he asked him to do, even though he knew it was put him in the worst possible fleshly feeling that he could endure. Yet he's continued with exactly what he was instructed on.
Man,
So,
he had to been pleased with it, man. It's like
oh, yeah.
it's like you sign your son up for boxing,
Right,
and he might not necessarily be thrilled about it, but
right,
he does it, and he does exactly what you tell him to do.
exactly.
And man, I can imagine.
Right. When he in the gym and he doing his sit ups, he like, oh, I'm tired.
Mm-hmm.
He like, all right, do five more, and he do them five,
Knock him out,
and you look at him and you go, you know what? Do five more. You got five more in you, and he do those five, and then he go in there and it's the last minute of the last round, and you know he got it in him, and he pull it out and get
Mm-hmm.
the W. You know what I'm saying? Like I knew you had it in you, son. I knew it when you was in the gym. When I told you to do, keep going. You know what I'm saying? I knew you had it. That's a magnificent feeling, and that's the feeling that we should be giving to Hamashiach.
Mm-hmm.
He should be looking at us like, I'm training you for this.
Right.
I bred you for this. You able, you capable. Do it. But instead of us doing it, we let him down at every turn.
Yeah, kind of, but for the hopeful elect,
Yeah,
that's gonna be a reality.
that's gonna be
And
a
we
reality.
read that in Esdras,
Yeah.
where he's placing the crowns upon their heads.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Man.
Yeah. Absolutely. But and yeah, yeah. I 100% agree with that. I know that's going to be the when the time comes. But I can't help but think about those. What and I've heard brothers talk about there is no free will. You know, things had to go the way they went, and
Hmm.
to a degree, I understand that. I mean, I definitely understand it. To a degree, I can kind of agree with that, but I think at the same time, uh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I think
Yeah.
that's. I don't know. It's beyond my understanding. I mean, if that's what it is, if that's what the scriptures say, then absolutely, I say yay, and I agree with the word of the Most High. But at the same time, when it's sending you to do something and then you do it, like for me, okay, I'm not. Okay, let me stop there. I'm just gonna stop there because I'll continue to go down this hole, and I'm not gonna. Let's finish the chapter here.
Okay. This is the book of Amos, chapter 5. Seek me that you may live.
Mhm.
Indeed.
Yes,
Verse
indeed.
1. Hear ye this word which I take up against you, even a lamentation, O house of Israel. The virgin of Israel is fallen. She shall no more rise. She is forsaken upon her land. There is none to raise her up. For thus saith Yahweh power, the city that went out by 1,000 shall leave 100, and that which went forth by 100 shall leave 10
Mm,
to the house of Israel. For thus saith Yahweh unto the house of Israel, seek you me, and you shall live. But seek not Bethel, nor enter into Gilgal, and pass not to Beersheba, for Gilgal shall surely go into captivity, and Bethel shall come to naught.
mm,
Seek Yahweh, and ye shall live, lest he break out like a fire in the house of Joseph, and devour it, and there be none to quench it in Bethel. Ye who turn judgment to wormwood, and leave off righteousness in the earth, seek him that maketh the seven stars and Orion, and turneth the shadow of death into the morning, and maketh the day night, Slakia, and maketh the day dark with night, that calleth for the waters of the sea, and poureth them out upon the face of the earth. Yahweh is his name.
indeed. Let's check out this. I think this is one of those kiss il consolation.
Mhm.
The consolation. Kiss il. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Let's continue.
Verse 9. that strengthen the spoiled against the strong, so that the spoiled shall come against the fortress. They hate him that rebuketh in the gate, and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly. This is the way we treated the prophets, and the way that we're treated by a lot of our people when we try to bring this truth to them.
Con. Yeah, I believe in the Brit Hadashah. I can't remember where exactly it is. In the last days, and then it says, men shall be haters of those that do good, or
Mm-hmm.
yeah, despising those who do good. Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Verse 11. For as much, therefore, as your treading is upon the poor, and ye take from him burdens of wheat, ye have built houses of hewn stone, but ye shall not dwell in them. Ye have planted pleasant vineyards, but ye shall not drink wine of them.
Hmm.
Deuteronomy 28.
Yes, indeed.
Uh, Verse 12. For I know your manifold transgressions and your mighty sins. They afflict the just. They take a bribe, and they turn aside the poor in the gate from their right.
Mm,
Therefore, the prudent shall keep silent in that time, for it is an evil time.
mm,
Seek good and not evil, that ye may live. And so the Yahweh, the power of hosts, shall be with you, as ye have spoken. So it's like another division. Those
hmm
who are going to do good and those who are going to
Right.
do evil.
Absolutely.
Like you said, we keeping these law, statutes, and commandments, keeping the faith in Mashiach.
Hmm.
Those are people getting covered.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Verse 15. Hate the evil and love the good, and establish judgment in the gate. It may be that Yahweh power of hosts will be gracious unto the remnant of yourself.
Mm,
So it's northern, or yeah,
hmm
northern
Yeah.
kingdom.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yosef. That's Ephraim and Manasseh.
mm-hmm.
Ephraim was the northern kingdom primarily was Ephraim. Well, Ephraim was the head, so
Yeah,
they was
Khan.
kind of primarily known as Ephraim.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so yeah, when you refer to Yosef, that's a reference directly to Ephraim, which would cover basically the 10 or the 9
Mm-hmm.
tribes really, because the Levites would have been with Yehuda.
Yeah, Khan. A lot of people skip over that. They
Mm,
forget that Levi returned
mhm.
when Northern Kingdom started going off.
Yeah, I mean
Where they went to.
they had some priests because the priests didn't have their own land; they were in the lands among. So that's really where they get that 10 tribes from. But
Mm-hmm.
it really wasn't 10 because a lot of them did stay with Yehuda,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, so.
All right, verse 16. Therefore, Yahweh, the power of hosts, the master, saith thus: waiting shall be in all streets, and they shall say in all the highways, Alas, alas, and they shall call the husbandman to the morning, and such as are skillful of lamentation to wailing, and in all the vineyards shall be wailing, for I will pass through thee, saith Yahweh. Woe unto you that desire the day of Yahweh.
Mm,
To what end is it for you?
mm,
The day of Yahweh is darkness and not light.
mhm.
So a lot of times I've been guilty of this as well. Like,
Yeah.
man, I'll go ahead and send your son, man. Go ahead and redeem us. And you know, I I don't know what that would mean for me. Like at this point, you know what I mean? Like I repent, but we fall
Yeah.
short. And
We gotta. That's what I'm saying. We gotta walk in that way. We gotta keep that Torah. That's why we do these studies. That's why we read this book. That's why we reading uh uh oh gracious, I always forget the word. It's the Torah and the
the
Tanakh.
British. Okay,
The
Khan.
Tanakh. Yeah, the Tanakh, the prophets. Yeah. Um, yeah. I mean, that's why we doing what we doing here, because this supposed to put the fear of the Most High in you to say, you know what? No, I'm not gonna test him
Mm-hmm.
because I know what he'll do to me. I see what
Khan.
he's done in the past, so I'm not gonna try him.
Khan.
Yeah.
Verse 19. as if a man did flee from a lion,
mm,
and a bear meet him or met him,
right.
or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall,
Mm,
and a serpent bit him. You
mm.
know, it's no
No
safety. You know
escape.
what I mean?
Yeah, no escape.
Everywhere
You
you
can't.
go.
They're like, oh, shoot a lion, ha, ha, ha. Running as fast as hard as you can, and you run right into a bear. You're like,
Oh
oh,
man,
what is that? Oh, it's a bear. Oh, gracious, boy, that is a night. That's a nightmare.
man, indeed. Verse 20. Shall not the day of Yahweh be darkness and not light, even very dark, and no brightness in it? I hate, I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. Though ye offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I will not accept them, neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat beasts.
Mm,
Take you away from me the noise and the noise of thy songs, for I will not hear the melody of thy vows.
mm,
But let judgment run down as water, the righteousness as a mighty stream. Have ye offered unto me sacrifice and offerings in the wilderness 40 years, O house of Israel? But ye have borne the tabernacle of your deity,
mm,
or your evil deity,
mm,
and the deity of your images,
mm,
the star of your deity,
mm.
which ye made to yourselves.
Right.
Therefore will I cause you to go into captivity beyond Damascus, saith Yahweh, whose name is the power of hosts.
Hmm.
Man, it's power.
The power of hosts, the Most High,
God.
or the his representative. That's his representative talking.
Hmm.
Whew, man, that again, a lot of these books. I know you told me you read this a while back. A lot of these books have been. I've read pieces from them, but to go through like we are doing here, this is the first time to that I've read this much, this deep into the book,
Hmm.
into the set apart book, and man, it is. I've definitely read that portion of it before. What and you desire the day of the Most High. What does this mean to you?
Hmm.
It's not going to be pretty. So
God.
don't be thinking that you copacetic because you're too high on the hog. But I mean not on the hog, but you're too high on that goat on that
Yeah, the
lamb
high horse. Yeah.
on that horse. Yeah.
Yeah.
but uh, but man, yeah, this is some heavy stuff. It's some heavy stuff. I didn't realize Amos was so heavy. But
Indeed.
man, yeah, it's deep. It's deep.
Uh, yeah. It's
Yeah,
very,
let's go
very
get the
good,
final
man.
thoughts here.
God.
Yeah, so man, uh, great read. A lot of information, a lot of whew, a lot to think about, a lot to really like. Man, the most we love to say the Most High, but it's really His representative because He sits on His throne. His
Hmm.
representative is not to be trifled with,
Not at all.
and even though he does do a lot of good, a lot of great things for our people. He's still not to be toyed with. You know what I'm saying? He's not something that you can just pick up and put down and yeah, I'll catch you when I catch you. No, no, don't treat him like that. You know what I'm saying? I believe in the Brit Hadashah, he talks about I'd rather you be hot or cold. The fact that you in and out, you lukewarm, I don't even like that. I'm just gonna spew you out.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? So man, that that's telling us that, you know what I'm saying, get it right. Either get it right or move on. If you're gonna go and deal with these idols, go deal with the idols. But don't be calling on my name. Don't be
God.
coming talking about help me Yahuwah, help me Yahweh, help me and you refuse to do what I say do. You know what I'm saying? So
God.
uh, I wish our people would learn, man, and stop messing around. Because you read this and it cuts me. And I'll be honest, I'm not doing the stuff that we was reading, but I know my
Right.
people doing it.
Yeah, God.
You know
Indeed.
what I'm saying? I know my
Yep.
people walking in it. and it's a fearful thing because we came here as a people, and we got to go out of here as a people. It's not
Mm-hmm.
enough for Hazakiyahu to get up and go, or that it's not enough. It's got to be us as a people, all of us, not some of us, not a part of us. It's got to be all of us. And then of course He's gonna deal with us as He see fit as
Mm-hmm.
we go into the
And,
wilderness, so on and so forth. So with that, I yield. Go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah,
You can.
excellent point. Uh, you know, he don't get me wrong. He's a father of abundant mercy.
Hmm.
Um, but we're far away from the book of Shemot here.
Hmm.
You know, when he moved for his people, he heard their cry in Mizraim and delivered them from bondage. Uh, so you have that, and then you have generations after generations that are continuing to work iniquity and transgression. Their transgressions are being multiplied. So now you have an upset Abba.
Right.
And we say this time in and time out. No one, there's no one. We were before we got on call. We were talking about how those animals fall in the hands of the prey, like
Hmm.
the water buffalo falls in the mouth of the crocodile, and he
Hmm.
can't holler for help because there's nobody able to help him. That's
Hmm.
how we are. We're that prey in the mouth of a crocodile when the Most High's wrath is upon us, man.
Hmm. Right.
You know. Uh,
Absolutely.
so what we're it's dread this is a dreadful read, Doc. This is but it's written for our learning,
Right. Oh,
uh
absolutely.
for us to learn it. And unfortunately we still haven't gotten it.
Hmm.
Doc.
Yeah.
A donkey knows his master.
Hmm.
What's the saying, Doc?
The ox knoweth his owner,
Yeah,
the
come.
donkey in his master's crib. But
Mm-hmm.
Israel did not
Indeed.
consider. My people do not know. They do not even consider. Like you
Man,
don't even consider who you belong to.
yeah, come. You know.
Yeah.
I should be walking differently.
Hmm.
Uh, I'm Yasharah.
Right.
I'm his king and his priest. You
Hmm.
know,
Absolutely.
uh, I shouldn't be conducting myself like these nations. You
Hmm.
know.
Hmm. 100%. That's 100% it. And that's the worst part of it too. Is that we seem to desire everything that we should not, as
Hmm.
opposed to desiring what we should. And yeah, so you know, I pray that our people get it right and turn back to the Most High and with a sincere heart. I pray that that's the case. So I know His plan is going to work. It's going to be what it is, and however He do it is His prerogative. We're His. He
Hmm.
made us for His purpose, and you know I personally want to see us, His people, uh, after the hell that we've gone through already for generations, for the last few thousand years. I'd say 2,000 because it's been longer than that. I mean, from the time that we stopped in Kings, where
Hmm.
the Yehuda was carried off to Babylon, we know that uh, the northern tribes were carried off to Assyria. Since that time, we've been in complete utter turmoil. Heck, we were in turmoil before that, but it's been increasingly worse because of these captivity. We talking thousands, thousands, plural of years
Hmm.
of us being in these situations because we refuse to do what thus saith Yahuwah, power of
Come.
Israel. You got your own power, and He's the living power,
Right.
and yet you
Well,
want everything except
God.
man.
Dawid said, "Blessed is the nation whose power is Yahweh." You
Yeah,
know.
yeah. You know why? Because he feared the Most High.
He knew. He knew. You know.
Yeah, yeah. He feared the Most High, and so he led the people properly.
Hmm.
And when things started to go awry, they went way awry. It
And
went
God,
way.
he And here's the thing, I
mm,
uh mentioning Dawid
mm,
uh had the heart after the Most High's heart, you know, and did great exploits, fell short, sinned and transgressed,
mm.
repented, and was received by the
Yeah,
Abba, you know.
absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. He made that mistake, but the rest of it he kept. You know what I'm saying? Like spotless. And that
Hmm.
should be our ambition. That should be our goal is to walk, not to fall at all. But if you do mess up, don't wallow in it. Don't just say, "Well, I'm here now. I'm just gonna stay here." You know,
Right, right,
I'm
kind
sleeping
of.
with. I'd have slept with a man's wife. I might as well keep sleeping with men's wives. You know, who knows? You know, maybe the Most High will have mercy on me. Maybe not. Maybe he'll
Man,
kill you like he said he would.
man.
And you know, yeah, that's what you got to look forward to. Getting put to death. I don't want to get put to death. I want to get put to life,
I
eternal
don't, I
life.
don't want, yeah, I don't want that iniquity to fall upon my children, you know, and their
Exactly.
children.
Exactly. That's the thing. That's the real thing. That's the part we don't think about. You know, oh yeah, you can just kill. You can only kill me once. You know, I've heard people say that in the world. You can only kill. You only die once. Yeah, but what about your seed?
Hmm.
Now, unless you don't want to be remembered and you don't have no seed, I mean, man, this is deep. This is some deep stuff.
Indeed, all praise to the Most High. Uh,
Hallelujah. All praises, yes indeed. All right. So yeah, so this was the book of Amos, chapters 1 through 5. We're gonna leave it there and we will pick up tomorrow with chapters 6 through 9. And we will finish up this particular book as we continue to head towards the season of Pesach. We've already crested the new year. Happy New Year.
mhm.
This is our first broadcast of the new year for those who kept the new moon when we kept it. And all praises to the Most High. Uh,
Hallelujah.
hallelujah. Yes, indeed. With that, we close with the book of Ecclesiastes. Let us fear. Salaki. Let us hear. Look, I got it on my brain. Like,
Indeed, all praise.
hallelujah.
Indeed,
Let us
that's
fear the
just got to
Most High and
be,
keep
you
his
know.
commandments. That's what I wanted to say. But let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep his commandments, for this is the entire duty of man. Again, let us hear the conclusion and the end of it all. Fear the Most High and keep his commandments. Why? Because this is the reason that you are here. At the end of everything that you can imagine and all that you have endured, your responsibility is to fear the Most High and keep his commandments because this is the reason that he made us. I am your Akazaki Yahoo, joined by my most esteemed Mark Akinanaya. We give all praise, honor, and great esteem unto the Most High Power Yahuwah, Bahashem Yahushua Hamashiach, and to the 12 tribes of Israel who are scattered to the four quarters of the earth. We say Shalom Wabarukim, that is peace and blessings. And I cannot wait to the day that the Most High brings us back together, and we are once again 12 tribes, one family, one nation under the Most High Power under one covenant until that day. Shalom, family.
Shalom, shalom, family.
Kohala, Yahuwah, Bahashem, Yahushua, Hamashiach. All praises to the